Apple leases Bandra Kurla Complex, BKC. Mumbai office for a record, NR 738 per square feet. Apple Inc. has leased 6,526 square feet of office space in Mumbai's Bandra Kurla Complex, BKC, at a record-breaking INR 738 per square feet, the highest office rental rate in India. The deal, registered in December 2024, includes an additional 2,126 square feet of terrace space, bringing the effective rate to INR 666 per square feet. This move highlights Apple's growing focus on India, following its flagship store launches in 2023. The expansion aligns with India's booming office market, which saw a 23% rise in gross leasing in 2024, reinforcing Mumbai's status as a prime business hub. Delhi. Siddhant Real Estate acquires Lutyens bungalow for INR 150 crore. Siddhant Real Estate, led by DLF chairman Rajiv Singh and his family, has purchased a bungalow on Prithviraj Road in Lutyens, Delhi for INR 150 crore. The seller, Rangoli Resorts, directed by Sheela Foam executive chairman Rahul Gautam and his family, also bought a bungalow on Haley Road for INR 165 crore. Stamp duty payments for these high-value transactions were recorded at INR 10.5 crore and INR 11.55 crore respectively. The deals, registered last year, reflect the continued demand for ultra-luxury real estate in New Delhi's prime locations. Mumbai property, Spotlight, Hrithik Roshan, leases the Goregaon office. Stebin. Ben buys Bandra duplex. Bollywood actor Hrithik Roshan has leased a 2,727 square feet commercial property in Mumbai's Lotus Corporate Park, Goregaon, for INR 5.62 lakh per month. This deal underscores the growing demand for premium office spaces in strategic business hubs. In a separate transaction, playback singer Stebin Ben purchased a luxurious duplex apartment in Bandra's iconic 7 Co-op Housing Society for INR 6.7 crore, reflecting the sustained appeal of upscale residential properties in Mumbai's prime localities. These high-profile transactions highlight key trends in Mumbai's real estate market, with rising interest in both modern commercial spaces and luxury homes in sought-after areas. Embassy Group to raise INR 1,600 crore via zero-coupon bonds for expansion and refinancing. The Embassy Group, a prominent real estate developer, plans to raise INR 1,600 crore through zero-coupon bonds to fund new projects, refinance existing debt, and acquire a 5% stake in WeWork India. The fundraising will be facilitated by its subsidiary, Serene Summit Realty, in collaboration with 361. The bonds are structured to provide potential returns linked to WeWork India's anticipated IPO, expected in 12-18 months. Key securities include a 52.4% stake in WeWork India, guarantees from embassy entities, and other assets. Despite challenges with credit downgrades in 2024, the group remains focused on growth through strategic investments and partnerships. Affordable housing drops 14% amid surging sales in premium segments. India's affordable housing segment is experiencing a sharp decline, with sales of apartments priced below INR 50 lakh dropping by 14% in 2024 to 38,626 units, as per GEL India data. Rising land and construction costs, along with reduced launches, have curtailed the supply of affordable homes. In contrast, the overall housing market recorded an 11% growth in sales, reaching 302,867 units, marking a record high volume. This reflects a clear shift towards premium housing as developers and buyers increasingly focus on higher-priced properties. NRCL poised to acquire Jaiprakash Associates with INR 12,000 crore bid. The National Asset Reconstruction Company Lutyens, NRCL, has become the preferred bidder to acquire the distressed Jaiprakash Associates Lutyens, JAL, after no competing offers were received for its INR 12,000 crore bid. This marks the largest acquisition for the government-backed bad loan aggregator, which is working to resolve JL's INR 57,177 crore debt. The acquisition, involving 15% cash and 85% government-backed security receipts, is expected to bring a 23% recovery for lenders. JL's diverse assets, including cement plants, real estate, and hospitality ventures, bolster hopes for a substantial recovery despite ongoing insolvency litigation. Anti-Benami law empowers IT department to act against untraceable property owners. The Income Tax Department has been empowered to attach assets under the Prohibition of Benami Property Transactions (PBT Act, 1988), even if the actual owner remains unidentified. A recent ruling by the adjudicating authority upheld the attachment of land assets worth INR 3.10 crore in Lucknow, following raids on real estate groups accused of using unaccounted cash. The authority clarified that Section 2(9)(d) of the PBPT Act allows for such actions when the beneficial owner is untraceable or fictitious. This ruling reinforces the department's ability to combat Benami transactions and sets a precedent for handling complex property disputes under the anti-Benami law. Lucknow, LDA demolishes illegal encroachments near Butler Road after repeated warnings. The Lucknow Development Authority, LD, demolished over 30 illegal encroachments near Butler Road, following protests from local residents. The demolition came after the encroachers ignored several warnings to vacate the land, which is classified as Nazul property. About 24 illegal structures were razed, and those involved were given an additional 3 days to remove their belongings, after which another drive will take place to clear any remaining encroachments. This operation follows LDA's ongoing efforts to curb illegal land occupation, which have been taking place across the city for years. Kolkata. Building collapse leaves 6 families homeless after failed attempt to correct tilt. A 4-story illegal residential building, Subho Apartment, in Baghajatin Vidyasagar Colony, South Kolkata, collapsed onto a neighboring 1-story house earlier this week while being lifted to correct its tilt. The building had started tilting 4 years ago due to soil and foundation failure, and efforts to realign it using hydraulic pressure caused it to collapse. Fortunately, no one was inside when the building fell, as all residents had evacuated the previous month. An investigation revealed that the building had been constructed without proper approval, and an FIR was filed against the building owners and the company involved in the lifting work. The incident left at least 6 families homeless. Supreme Court exempts Unitech projects from RERA to expedite stalled housing completions. The Supreme Court has provided relief to thousands of home buyers by exempting Unitech Limited's housing projects across 7 states from RERA registration. This decision is expected to facilitate the disbursal of stalled loans and expedite project completion. The court also directed banks and financial institutions to reconsider their classification of buyer loans as NPAs and resume payments, as Unitech projects are now under a government-appointed board. Measures were taken to ensure security and environmental clearances at project sites in Noida. The case highlights systemic issues in the real estate sector, including past financial mismanagement at Unitech, which affected over 12,000 home buyers. Navi Mumbai introduces new parking policy for residential and commercial buildings. In response to a Bombay High Court order, the Navi Mumbai Municipal Corporation, NMMC, has introduced a new policy for parking space requirements in residential and commercial buildings. The policy, which is more stringent than previous regulations, outlines the number of parking spaces developers must provide based on the size of homes. It includes provisions for different home sizes, ranging from small flats to larger properties, and mandates that 5% of parking space be reserved for visitors. Feedback from residents has been gathered, and the final proposal will be sent to the state government for approval. This new policy is aimed at addressing the growing parking demand in the city. Gujarat. The Dahod District Administration issues eviction notices for properties on government land in Sangafalia area. The Dahod District Administration has issued eviction notices to 58 individuals in the Sangafalia area for occupying government land. These occupants have been given 15 days to vacate and demolish their structures. The issue was raised when it was discovered that the properties were built on government land. While property owners provided documents claiming ownership, the district administration found no such records. After hearings, the Gujarat High Court instructed the district administration to review the case, and the administration reaffirmed that the land is government property. The eviction notices were issued with the option for property owners to appeal. Bengaluru. BBMP to auction properties with significant tax arrears in the coming days. BBMP is set to auction properties with large tax arrears after multiple warnings. A property in the East Zone will go under the hammer on February 5th, while 2 properties in the Dasarahalli Zone and 1 in Bomanahalli will be auctioned on February 6. The auction comes after property owners failed to clear their dues despite receiving show cause notices. The tax arrears range from INR 11 lakh to INR 1.8 crore. BBMP is proceeding with the auction under Section 156 of the BBMP Act 2020 and plans to issue over 500 notices in the coming weeks. Indore Development Authority to auction 31 properties, aiming to generate over INR 1,000 crore. The Indore Development Authority, IDA, has listed 31 properties for auction through online bidding, targeting revenue of more than INR 1,000 crore. These properties, spread across 7 locations, include residential, commercial, semi-commercial plots, and specific allocations like petrol pump land and industrial spaces. IDA CEO R.P. Ahirwar highlighted that the properties, valued at INR 978 crore, are expected to attract bids ranging from 10% to 50% above the base price. Known for their legal clarity and modern amenities, the properties are anticipated to appeal to investors. Revenue from the sales will support major development projects, including flyovers. Bengaluru. BDA struggles to recover. Development charges from property owners in Arkavati and Nadaprabhu. Kempegowda layouts. The Bangalore Development Authority, BDA, is facing a significant financial challenge, as property owners in the Arkavati and Nadaprabhu Kempegowda layouts owe a total of INR 3,500 3.64 crore in unpaid development charges. Despite benefiting from infrastructure development in these areas, many owners have not paid the charges, which are essential for maintaining services such as roads and drainage. The BDA is seeking to recover the dues through legal measures. In addition, unauthorized constructions have compounded the issue, leading the BDA to issue notices to property owners to regularize their assets by paying the charges. Sanofi Healthcare India leases 270,000 sq ft in Hi-Tech City, Hyderabad. Sanofi Healthcare India, a subsidiary of the global healthcare giant Sanofi, has secured a lease for 270,000 sq ft of office space in Hi-Tech City, Hyderabad. The lease, which began on January 1st, covers 6 floors of the RMZ Spire Tower 110. The agreement, registered earlier this month, includes a monthly rent of INR 75 per sq amounting to INR 2.05 crore. The healthcare company has also paid a security deposit of INR 15.3 crore and committed to a 5-year lock-in tenure, with a provision for a 15% rent increase after 3 years. Can Fin Homes reports steady growth in Q3 FY25 net profit and income. Can Fin Homes, CFHL, achieved a 5.99% rise in its consolidated net profit for Q3 FY25, reaching INR 212.12 crore, compared to INR 200.13 crore in the same quarter last fiscal. The company's total operational income grew by 9.34% to INR 986.14 crore. Its loan portfolio expanded by 9% to INR 37,155 crore, with 77% allocated to housing loans. However, disbursements saw a sequential dip due to registration issues in Karnataka linked to the e-Khata system. The board declared an interim dividend of INR 6 per share. Key financial indicators, including a robust CRAR of 24.67% and a low gross NPA of 0.92%, reflect the company's strong financial health. CBRE expands flexible office portfolio with Industrious acquisition, and new business unit CBRE Group has made a significant move by acquiring the remaining 60% stake in Industrious National Management Company, a flexible workspace provider, for USD 400 million. This acquisition will lead to the creation of a new business unit called Building Operations and Experience, aimed at integrating building operations, workplace experience, and property management. The unit will be led by Jamie Hodari, CEO and co-founder of Industrious. This strategic decision comes as the US office property market shows signs of recovery after the severe impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and the shift to remote work. With this acquisition, CBRE's total investment in Industrious is now valued at approximately USD 800 million, including debt. Tulip Hotels to be liquidated following INR 900 crore default and no bidders. The National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT, has ordered the key liquidation of Tulip Hotels after it failed to secure a resolution plan during the corporate insolvency resolution process, CIRP, initiated by Yes Bank over an INR 900 crore default. Despite the statutory 180-day timeline, no bids were received, and the Committee of Creditors, COC, led by J.C. Flowers Asset Reconstruction, with a 70.83% voting share, opted against an extension. The Mumbai NCLT bench approved the liquidation on January 16, 2025, appointing a liquidator to oversee the process in compliance with the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code, IBC guidelines. Transit-oriented development and waste management reforms prioritized in J&K Jammu and Kashmir's Chief Minister Omar Abdullah has emphasized the adoption of modern urban planning strategies, including land pooling, transferable development rights, TDR, and transit-oriented development, TOD, to promote systematic city growth. Land pooling aims to enhance infrastructure while benefiting landowners, while TDR compensates those who surrender land for public purposes by offering transferable floor area ratios. TOD focuses on sustainable development around public transport hubs to reduce congestion and improve connectivity. The meeting also prioritized waste management under a public-private partnership P model. These reforms aim to foster organized, sustainable urban development, benefiting both stakeholders and residents across the region. China's property market shows signs of recovery, but challenges persist. China saw a halt in the month-on-month decline of new home prices for the first time in 18 months, after a series of government stimulus measures aimed at reviving the struggling property sector. Despite this positive shift, prices on a yearly basis still dropped by 5.3%. While the central bank governor believes risks in the real estate market have been reduced, the sector continues to face significant challenges. Property investment, sales, and new construction have all seen substantial declines in 2024, highlighting the ongoing struggles faced by developers. Mumbai. MMRCL puts plan to lease Nariman Point land for development on hold. The Mumbai Metro Rail Corporation, MMRCL, has temporarily put its plans to lease a 4.2-acre land parcel in Nariman Point for property development on hold. Originally, the plot was intended for monetization through a long-term lease agreement, with an RFP issued earlier this week. However, a public notice announced its withdrawal, citing technical issues that need resolution. The land, which was once used as office space by political parties, is seen as a prime location for mixed-use development. MRCL aims to revisit the proposal in the near future after addressing these issues. Telangana Fire Department to propose amendments to mandate NOC for all commercial buildings. In an effort to enhance fire safety in industries and commercial establishments, the Telangana Fire Department has proposed amendments to the Telangana Fire Services Act 1999. The amendment seeks to make it mandatory for all commercial buildings, irrespective of height, to obtain a No Objection Certificate (NOC). Currently, commercial structures below 15 meters are exempt from this requirement, leading to negligence in fire safety measures. Officials argue that the amendment is necessary to address the growing needs of Hyderabad and Telangana, ensuring that all establishments comply with fire safety norms.